Is it really Onin? Like,
I swear on everything on this block.
Lyric?
Go to their Twitter.
Okay.
It is Onin, so I'm gonna stick with Onin.
Like, it doesn't sound right to me.
Yes, it doesn't, because to me, it's not. We got the Enderman, we got the Game & Watch coming up here. Ploopy, of course, going to be on that Game & Watch. I'm interested. Now, for me, Cal, whenever I'm really watching kind of anybody versus Steve, I like to see their routes, right? And I think for a lot of players, the past year and a half has been, how do we beat Steve?
Yeah.
And I think when I'm watching somebody, I'm like, all right, what is your kind of like go-to option when Steve kind of starts beating up on your shields? And so Ploopy so far just gonna get sent off the top wall. I'm talking, Onin seems very comfortable right now.
Yeah, I mean, they're smiling in the player cam. They're having a good time here, sitting comfortably in winner's top 32 here. I mean, you've got nothing to lose, especially when you're playing Steve this good.
Yeah, he has the iron tool too, and Ploopy already taking so much. And like we talked about, it is so difficult, especially as Game & Watch, to sometimes come back from a kind of a percentage and stock deficit like this, especially versus Steve when Onin's so good at material kind of like holding to resources and all that good stuff. But like you saw earlier, I mean, Onin with the tricks.
Yeah, definitely got a few tricks up their sleeve here, but so as Ploopy with those nairs and up airs, but it's not going to do the trick just yet. I mean, still got a whole stock deficit to come back from, and again, Game & Watch is a light character, almost getting smashed by that anvil. That was very scary there for Ploopy.
Yeah, if I'm Ploopy too, I just want to figure out a way that I can slow down the tempo of the match, because I feel like Ploopy is doing, like, is trying to chase Onin around the stage, trying to get something going, and it's just... This is the thing with Steve, right? Steve is going to punish every approach that you do because Steve has so much to punish you with. But look at the way that Onin is just going on and in and just resetting every single time. But we'll be able to find the stock here. It's not necessarily over just yet. Nice find off the back air, but once again, this is what's really tough, Cal.
You just love to see it, don't you?
Like, if you're an Onin fan, you're eating today.
Yeah, you're enjoying this for sure. But unfortunately for Ploopy fans out there, you know, gotta say your prayers, gotta hope for the best here. And just again, there it is, the up smash into up tilt. That's the 1-2 combo for most Steves, especially Onin themselves.
Yeah, I think what is so clever about Onin is that we've probably seen like every cool like Steve trick through and through, right?
Yeah.
But it's the way that you have to elevate that game, because people will learn eventually how to get around everything, right? But essentially like setting up the dirt block and then kind of putting your opponent into that catch-22 of like, I'm just standing here. Now I can actually cover what you want to do above me, to the left and to the right.
Yeah.
So honestly, I just love the way that Onin plays. I know for a lot of people they don't like Steve, but I think really when Steve goes into, for lack of a better word, creative mode, it really does it is kind of fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give them that, given that Steve just has so many tools and options to play around and work with. It's definitely interesting to just see like how well Steve players can mix it up and create their own combos, if you will. It's kind of freestyle.
Okay, game number 2 here on Small Battlefield, so I want to see how Ploopy's going to handle this. Already looking a lot better too, and this is what I really wanted to talk about. A lot more of that nair. I mean, nair on Game & Watch really kind of scoops up from around the world, but look at Onin just like, I guess he'll land into me eventually.
Sooner or later, it's going to hit, right?
Yeah, the first 3 times doesn't, but the 4th will, trust.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But honestly, I love the way that Ploopy is coming back. I mean, what kind of changes have you seen in like the past 30 seconds that have changed the trajectory of this game?
I would say, honestly, the more aggressiveness from Ploopy, we're not really seeing him slow down too much. I mean, as you said, maybe the patience switch up, but honestly, it just seems like Ploopy is just, you know, making headway much more and just trying to get past this like potential wall that Onin is trying to build here.
No tech there, and it will be the minecart that does get the stock. And now it's all up to Ploopy. Definitely going to be able to find it, though. The Game & Watch up smash, lean with it, rock with it, as I like to call with it. But now look at Onin, man. I mean, still has a lot of materials to kind of work with, but it will be the grab that is punished here. Still, these up tilts on every single one of Ploopy's engages have been so well placed, Cal. So close here. Gonna be able to find a double nair, and now it's all Ploopy, but here comes Onin. And like I said, watch the block placement to even like kind of level out Steve's jump height and even go a little bit further. Great spot dodge. Now we're into the scramble here. No tech off of the block, though. I would have liked to see DI up and try and get something going here, but the up smash block is going to save Onin here. Now it's all up to Ploopy, and I honestly like just the, I'm gonna stand here, I'm gonna wait.
Yeah, that's honestly just the best option sometimes, is just to not press any buttons, just don't do anything, and just wait for your opponent to pick an option, because what else is there to do when you can try to see what options are available, and minecart gonna be the option there for Onin, up 2 stocks. Never mind, there is the chair sending Onin to the blast zone.
Yeah, you gotta be careful though if you're Ploopy. Gotta watch that material bar. I mean, 40% is a nice way to get this started here, but look at the way that Ploopy is centering Onin in the center of the Nair here. I like the reflect onto the minecart, and honestly, all this chip damage is only gonna help Ploopy down the line here. Trying to find the down smash, not gonna be able to find anything. So Onin going for the build here onto the diamond tool, but look at Ploopy. Now, you were talking about kind of the pace of Ploopy's play a little bit earlier. I just wanna make sure that it's a little bit more controlled, because the moment that you mess with Steve with Rage and Diamond on your last stock, it's not going to look too good, Cal.
Yeah, definitely not. But again, Ploopy is seeming like to slow it down just a little bit, kind of keeping his bearings here, trying to keep that distance. And again, all these uppers out of shield, but unfortunately, the anvil all the way from there. Again, if he's sending Ploopy down 2-0 right now, I mean, that is just brutal.
It's like I said, you don't want to, you want to play aggressive, right? And it was working out really, really well. But the moment that you chase a little too hard, it's gonna be anvil there. So not a bad game from Ploopy at all. Honestly, had it in the bag, but I feel like Ploopy is adjusting as we go. See what happens in this game number 3, or if this is just gonna be another clean sweep. This block gonna go quick.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, me personally, I love game 3s just because they're so pivotal, and it's just that game-changing, table-turning momentum, and again, it's just like that kind of underdog game, if you will, that we could potentially see here from Ploopy, or if it's just a complete wash from Onin here, we will find out slowly but surely on this game 3.
Yeah, honestly, back and forth so far. I mean, with Onin just coming down with the raw anvil, definitely didn't feel good just to kind of watch the game start like that.
Yeah.
But Ploopy been fighting back. I mean, it's definitely been a lot more controlled. I just love the chair there, honestly, but see if we can make it back. Trying to air dodge up onto the dirt platform there, but unable to find anything. It's going to be an early stock for Onin here, but Ploopy not too far behind unless all this damage is about to happen.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. It's just going to be a really tough comeback here for Ploopy here, as we see Onin just completely dominating this side of stage on the left side. An up smash, but could not find the up tilt, not even the down smash there. And Ploopy actually making this percentage and that stock deficit back slowly but surely, and reflecting that minecart once again.
Yeah, I like, honestly, holding yourself right below the platform, too. Because one, you're essentially stopping yourself from getting hit by anvil, but also you're in perfect position, like you said, to reflect the minecart here. So now it's all on Ploopy. How do we find this first stock off before Onin just gets all these materials back? But look at Ploopy, just the aerial drift, but unfortunately has a little bit of insurance there with the dirt wall, and this is kind of the hard part. When Steve gets set up, now you're kind of in the jungle gym, but still, Ploopy gonna be able to find the grab. A great matchup by Onin.
Yeah, just a little bit of pummel coming out from Ploopy there, and that wall definitely not going to stop Ploopy, and going for a really steep downer there, but not going to get anything just yet. Trying to secure this first stock, still 150% on Onin, and with Diamond on the side, but going to be finally closing out that first stock there and getting rid of Crack the Table as well.
I'm telling you, Ploopy is getting more and more comfortable as the set goes on. I think game 1 was kind of crazy. Definitely kind of what I like to call players getting a little bit shell-shocked, like, oh my god, I'm just getting hit over and over. Yeah. But I'm finding small adjustments in Ploopy's specific movement. Like the rollout we saw a little bit earlier definitely feels a lot better, but unfortunately for Ploopy, going to get hit by the diamond back air, and on Game & Watch, that's stopped for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a tough one right now. I mean, Onin sitting pretty comfortably with his 2 stocks still at 65%. I mean, anything right now on Ploopy is going to be extra credit, especially with the diamond tools out. It's going to be a tough one that Ploopy is going to have to figure out sooner or later. And again, with Onin on ledge here, now making it back. I mean, it's really dicey right now. Gotta make it back sooner or later.
Yeah, I gotta figure out something to tech off of the cobblestone here, but look at, once again, Ploopy is chasing, and Onin is trying to line up for a back air here. Speaking of back air, we'll be able to find one, and now Steve a little bit enraged here. Gotta figure out how this is going to work. Dash attack once more. I love the reflect there. We'll be able to find the follow-up. Now, I gotta say, Ploopy a little bit down, right, especially versus Steve, but if we can get something going right now, definitely not too far behind. I love the up special out, but look at Onin, finds the minecart. Could be end game here.
Yeah, I mean, Ploopy is just fighting with fire right now. This is so deadly. Even reflecting that anvil, that was quite the risk, but it's going to be the up smash up tilt through the platform for Onin. A clean 3-0. Unfortunately, Ploopy just not being able to make any magic happen.
Ploopy fans in chat are sad. You may press F now.